Okay. Now I'm going to run. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to select all these faces in here. I'm going to shrink them down a little bit like so. Just using the scale. I'm going to work on the eye in a second, but what I'm going to do now, I've got that loop, is split that ring a couple of times, once like so, and once a bit closer in like that. You can see now, I've got plenty to work with, all in a decent edge loop, all the way around. Slight issue there, but we'll correct that. Gives us a really nice muscle ring around the outer eye. Start thinking about the shape of the eye soon. What I do for that is put in a temporary eyeball, just a sphere, just to make it. Let's just get rid of some of these edges because I don't need them. In fact, I'll keep it quads. So 1 5-sided there, but we're okay. What we're getting there is 5 edges meeting. That can cause problems sometimes, so we try and limit the number of those that we get. That's a pole. Wherever possible, we'd try and work a way out of that. Here I can just do that, and then run another split up here. That gets me out of that problem. Well, then we've finished it. The eyebrow is forming quite nicely now. I'm going to cut that in there because it wasn't looking quite right. That'll allow me to round that off and lose that edge there. Gives me again, always back to those nice edge loops wherever possible. Go. You can see me working back over areas over and over again, getting the nice shape that I wanted there. Let's just correct some of this as we go. Trying to put as minimal geometry in as I can, taking it out where I feel I don't need it. Two. See, all of a sudden, because I work my way back, it presents opportunities where we can clean up, add a bit of geometry that repairs some issues we created earlier. It just cleans mesh up as we go. You can see where I'm rounding stuff off like so. This isn't quite right here, but I'm going to actually put another split up that later on I was thinking. Just to correct this bit here, which isn't. In fact, what we could actually do is merge that. And work it again later, should the need arise. So the shape of our face. We haven't added any geometry to areas that don't need it. It's going to give a bit more detail in a few places. So I'm going to run a line. Actually, what we'll do, I'm going to run a line around this chin here. What I'm going to do is select these edges along here. And then I can use select the edge and split. Oops. Missed it. I can just scale it as a whole where I wanted it now. I split close to that edge. And split up here. Gives me a nice line right the way through the mesh that's going to be effectively the jawline. And a split along this way into the ear, which is why we placed that ear instead of extruding it later. Placed it early. I'm ending that with enter. Even triangle there won't cause us any problems at the moment. Oh, looks like we missed it here. There we go. Now that jawline that I cut round, I can now smooth that off a little bit, round it off. Just helps with that. Will help with the subdivision the smoother it is. And then I'm going to put some more detail under this chin. Okay, so I'll split it from there. Across here. And I'll do a very quick and crude extrude for his Adam's apple and scale him down. Make sure we haven't lost that. Gives an edge loop round there for his Adam's apple. Make sure it isn't jutting out. the same sort of effect. Let's just join that there. Starting to form that jawline there. So what we're saying is the same sort of effect down here to make muscle coming down the side. I can actually split that all the way through. So select it right the way through. Does me no harm putting a split through that here. And I can afford it on the top of the head there. There's no great issue with that. Allows me to actually round that ear off a bit more. Ready for when I do some work on it. That'll be another area to detail shortly. Okay, that's giving us quite a nice jawline there, really. Very masculine, quite sharp. Can just afford to put in a split through there, actually. I'm just looking for opportunities now. Well, that's too much all the way through, obviously, so I'm only going to run that up to the eye. So I can do that by hand with the split tool. And because we've started to build edge loops quite uniformly through the mesh, these are going to fit quite nicely. So that just fitted into the work we'd already done. Don't know where that one came from. Bit of a rogue one there, I'll just take that out. Okay. Back down to this neck that we were working on. Spotted area there that we've missed.